Welcome to all in my YouTube channel Mathematics with Sachin. This is the lecture series on replacement problems, and this is 11th lecture on replacement problem. In this lecture, we discuss examples on group replacement of atoms that fails completely. Third example. In this third example, there are two parts. A is at the time 0, all the atoms in the system are new. Each atom has a probability Q equal to 1 minus P of failing immediately before the end of the second month. All the atoms will be fail at the end of the second month. If all the atoms are replaced as they fail, show that the expected number of failures f of x at the end of month x will be f of x is equals to cap n divided by 1 plus q into bracket 1 minus q raised to x plus 1, where n is the number of atoms in the system. That is the first part of this example. And in the second part is this will continue to the previous one. If the cost of the atom of individual replacement is C1 and the cost per atom of group replacement is C2, find the conditions under which there are three terms and we have to find out the condition for that. First, group replacement policy at the end of each month is most profitable. Second, group replacement policy at the end of every other month is most profitable. That means after second month it is profitable. And third one is no group replacement policy is better than the policy of pure individual replacement. That is in the steady state condition. We have to find out these three conditions. This is the example. Now we start to solution of this solution. First we prove the first part, that is the value of f of x. For that, let ni be the expected number of replacement of failure made at the end of ith month. If n atoms are initially new, then if capital N items are new initially, then n naught is equals to n. At the start there are n atoms. Now n1 is n naught into p. P is the probability which are to be exist. Then p means 1 minus q. 1 minus p is equals to q, means 1 minus q is equals to p. Therefore n1 is equals to n naught into 1 minus q. This term can be written as n1 into n naught into bracket 1 plus minus q. But n naught is equals to n. Therefore n1 is equals to n into 1 plus of minus q. That is n1. Now come to find out the value of n2. For n2, n1 into p plus n naught into q. This is failure probability and this is existing probability. Existing probability multiplied by n1 and q failure probability multiplied by n naught. To find this n1 means n naught into 1 minus q. This p means 1 minus q and this n naught q as it is. We have to use this relation which we have to given 1 minus p is equals to q. Now further simplify this. For that we take n naught common. So in the bracket 1 minus q bracket square plus q. Expand this square, we get 1 minus 2q plus q square plus q. Simplify this bracket, we get n2 is equals to n naught into 1 minus q plus q square. But this term can be written as n naught n2 is equals to n naught into bracket 1 plus of minus q plus minus q square. But n naught is equals to n, so n2 is equals to n into bracket 1 plus minus q plus minus q square. That gives the value of n2. Now we calculate, to generalize this term, we have to calculate for n3. n3 gives n2 into p plus n1 into q. Here we cannot use n0 further because there are only two probabilities. One is existing and other is non-existing. So only two terms will be there. Now, but in solving this, we have to put this n1 and n2 which we have to calculate previously. And in that we get n0. N3 is equals to n2, the value of n2 is n0 into 1 minus q into q square. Value of p is 1 minus q. Value of n1 is n0 into 1 minus q, and q as it is. Now take n0 common and multiply these two brackets. We multiply this one to this bracket, we get 1 minus q plus q square. Then we multiply this bracket to 1 minus q. So we get minus q plus q square minus q cube. Here also we multiply this q, we get q minus q square. And we take here n0 common. Now simplify this square bracket. We get n3 is equals to n0 into bracket 1 minus q plus q square minus q cube. These values can be rewritten as n3 is equals to n0 into 1 plus minus q plus minus q square plus minus q cube. So n3 can be written as, and we put here value of n0 as n, means n into bracket 1 minus of minus q plus minus q square plus minus q cube. And now from these three values n0, n1, n1, n2 and n3, we generalize this term. Similarly, n4 can be written as n into bracket 1 plus minus q square plus minus q cube plus minus q raised to 4. The term minus q raised to 4 will be added in this term, and so on it will be continue. If it will be continue, then we can define the value of nk in general as nk is equals to n into bracket 1 plus minus q square plus so on up to minus q raised to k. Equation number 1. This is the generalization term. Now this is a general term. Now first we have to prove that this result will be exist by using induction process. This statement will be exist for all natural number k by using induction process. What is the induction process? For that, we assume that the result is true for n is equals to k plus 1 and k is equals to m. K is equals to m minus 1 and k is equals to m. And we have to prove that the result is true for k is equals to m plus 1. In the reduction process, the method is, first we have to prove that the given statement is true for n is equals to 1. Then suppose that it is true for some n is equals to m minus 1 and prove that it is true for n is equals to m. So we can, if it is true, then we can say that it is true for all natural number n. Here n is equals to 1, n is equals to 2, we have to prove here. So we directly assume that we apply induction process. So process means here we have to assume that the given statement in equation number 1 will be true for k is equals to m minus 1 and k is equals to m. And we have to prove that this result in equation 1 will be true for k is equals to m plus 1. So we come to the process. The given equation 1 will be true for k is equals to m minus 1 and k is equals to m. So we can write n of m minus 1 is equals to n naught plus of minus q plus minus q square and so on up to minus q raised to m minus 1. And n of m is equals to n naught into bracket 1 plus minus q square and so on minus q raised to m minus 1 plus minus q raised to m. Then we get these two values, and now we put these values and find out the value of n m plus 1. Now consider n of m plus 1. Its value gives nm into p plus n m minus 1 into q. Then we put the value of n of m and n of m minus 1, and also we put the value of p as 1 minus q. We get this expression. Now just simplify this expression so that the calculations will be simple, and for that we have to find out these values here, and these values are general, so we can write down these values as it is. And now we multiply this first square bracket into this 1 minus q as well as this q into this bracket, and we take n not common. Before take n not common, we have to multiply this we get the expression. If we observe this expression, in that 1 as it is, here minus q, here it is also minus q, plus q square, here it is also a minus q cube which is included in this continuation step, and here it is minus q cube, and so on. Here minus q raised to m minus 1, minus q raised to m, here is also minus q raised to m, and the last term is minus q raised to m minus 1. If we multiply these two terms, if we multiply the 1 to this bracket, we get this first statement, and we multiply this minus q to this total term, we get this expression. In the multiplication of minus q, we multiply this 1 by 1 to minus q, we get minus q. Minus q to minus q gives plus q square, minus q square, plus q square into minus q gives minus q cube. But in the multiplication of this term, we get we add that minus q to the powers, so we get minus q. Here it is m minus 1, we multiply by minus q, we get its a power becomes m, and here it is m plus 1. In this term we multiply just q in this bracket. In the next step, just we have to add these values, so it is minus q it is minus 2q, q square means minus 2q square, and so on these terms. So we get the next step as n of m plus 1 is equals to this total term. Now we take n naught as common. We get this expression. The expression is too big, so and reading is not required here, because the existing expression will be on your screen. You can check it out yourself. So I cannot again read out this total expression. Just mention the steps which are required here. Here minus 2q plus q, it gives minus q, and so on. 2q square minus q square, again q square, and so on. We have to simplify this expression. From this step to this step, we take n not common, nothing to be new. Then we simplify this square bracket. We get the expression as n naught into bracket 1 minus q plus q square, and so on, minus q raised to m minus 1, minus q raised to m, minus q raised to m plus 1. Now just rearrange this term as in terms of minus powers of minus q, so we get this expression. But n naught is nothing but n, so we get the value n m plus 1 is equals to n into bracket 1 plus minus q square plus dot up to minus q raised to m minus 1, minus q raised to m, minus q raised to m plus 1, which is similar to previous one. Hence we can conclude that the result in equation 1 holds true for k is equals to m plus 1 also. Hence the result in equation 1 is true for every integral value of k. Hence the expected number of replacement at the end of the month x will be given by f of x is equals to n naught into bracket 1 plus minus q square plus dot last plus minus q raised to x. Now we have to calculate this value, but n naught is equals to n, just replace that n naught by n. Then to find out the addition of this bracket, we have to use the known result of geometric progression, as if a is the first term and r is the common ratio, then the sum of first n terms is given by Sn is equals to a into bracket 1 minus r raised to n plus 1 divided by 1 minus r. Here if we observe this square bracket, the first term is 1. These terms are in geometric progression, the powers will be increasing, so these terms are in the geometric progression. First term is 1 and common ratio is minus q. So we have to apply this summation formula for this geometric progression for this square bracket, and we get 1 into bracket 1 f of x is equals to n into bracket 1 into 1 minus q raised to x plus 1 divided by 1 minus of minus q. R is equals to minus q, a is equals to 1. Just replace in this formula, we get this. Now just simplify this. Minus minus becomes plus, it is 1 plus q. So we take that denominator common. So we get f of x is equals to n divided by 1 plus q into bracket 1 minus q raised to x plus 1. Hence the result, which is the result required in the first part of the example, that is A part. Now we discuss for the second part. For that second part, if x is the average life of an atom, x likes two values 1 and 2 with the probability p and q respectively. Therefore, the average value of x, that is expected value of x, is equals to 1 into p plus 2 into q. Then it gives p plus 2q. We put the value of p as 1 minus q. So we get the expected value of x, that is average value of x, is 1 plus q. Therefore, the number of failures per unit period is equals to total n divided by average life of the atom, that is n divided by n plus 1. This is the average life of the atom, that is n divided by 1 plus q. Equation number 2. Equation number 2. Hence, the cost per month for pure individual replacement policy will be C1 into n divided by 1 plus q. That is equation number 3. And the average cost per month for a group replacement policy at the end of first month is equals to C1 N1 plus C2 into n plus C2 into n. Now put the value of N1. N1 is n into 1 minus q, which we have to calculate further, plus C2n, equation number 4. Then come to the problem. First case. First case is group replacement policy at the end of the first month will be better if group replacement policy at the end of the first month will be better if this value, means this is the average cost for the first month. This is the total cost. To find average cost, we have to divide it by 1. And what is this? This is the average cost of individual replacement is C1 into n divided by 1 plus q. If this value is greater than this value, then we can we use the group replacement at the end of the first month. So to find the condition, we have to use this relation. We have to simplify this relation. For that simplification, here divide by 1 means numerator as it is, nothing to be new in the step, only this divide by 1 means the total term, just mention only. Then combine C1, the terms of C1. Therefore, we get C2n is less than C1 into n divided by 1 plus q minus C1 into 1 minus q into n. Then then obviously n will be cancelled out. Each term will contain capital N, so we cancel out it. So we get the relation C2 is less than C1 into 1 divided by 1 plus q minus C1 into 1 minus q. Take that C1 common, we get into bracket 1 divided by 1 plus q minus 1 minus q. Now cross multiply into this bracket, we get C2 is less than C1 into bracket 1 minus 1 plus q, 1 minus q divided by 1 plus q. Here it is 1 plus q, 1 minus q means 1 minus q square. So we apply here, we get C2 is less than C1 into bracket 1 minus q square divided by 1 plus q. We multiply this minus sign, we get this expression. Then plus 1 minus 1 gets cancelled out and we get the required condition as C2 is less than q square divided by 1 plus q multiplied by C1. That is the condition for the first case. That means group replacement policy will be better in the first month. For that, this is the condition. If we know the probability of failure of the item and cost of individual replacement and cost of group replacement, just check out this condition. If this condition is true, then group replacement policy for the first month will be applicable. Come to the second case. The average cost per month of group replacement policy at the end of the second month is equals to. For this second term, we have to find out the average cost at the end of the second month. Therefore, it will be C1N2 plus C2N1 plus C2N. This will be the individual replacement cost. Individual items in the first month, that is N1, in the second month, that is N2. Therefore, we multiply it by individual cost C1, and C2N means group replacement policy, and we have to find out its average, so we have to divide it by 2. And here in this case we have to discuss the we have to find out the condition corresponding to group replacement policy at the end of the second month. So we have to calculate first average cost per month of group replacement policy at the end of the second month. This gives the expression. Now, for this group replacement policy to be profitable, then the corresponding individual replacement policy, we must have C1 into bracket N1 plus N2 plus C2N divided by 2 is less than C1N divided by 1 plus Q. Now simplify this expression to get the answer. For that, first we have to put the value of N1 and N2 here. We get this expression. Then cancel out the N from each and every term. We get this expression. Then simplify this bracket in the numerator. We get the expression as C1 into 2 minus 2Q plus Q square plus C2 divided by 2 is less than C1 upon 1 plus Q. Now just cross multiply. We get C1 into 2 minus 2Q plus Q square plus C2 is less than 2C1 divided by 1 plus Q. Now collect the terms for C1 in one side. So we get C2 is less than 2C1 divided by 1 plus Q minus C1 into 2 minus 2Q plus Q square. Take that C1 common, we get this expression. Then cross multiply this 1 plus Q to this bracket. We get the expression like this. Then multiply this 1 minus Q and multiply this minus sign. We get this total expression. And simplify it. In the simplification or after simplification, we get the expression as Q square minus QQ divided by 1 plus Q. That is C2 is less than Q square minus Q cube divided by 1 plus Q into C1. This numerical simplification you can carry out yourself. Just we have for your clearance we have to write down. I will write down these simplified steps only. You can calculate this numerically. You can check it out yourself also. We get this expression, which is the second one. Simplification will be there. We can take Q square common. So we get the condition as C2 is less than Q square into 1 minus Q divided by 1 plus Q multiplied by C1, equation number 6. That is the second condition. And in the third condition, no group replacement policy is better than a policy of pure individual replacement. Then from result 5 and 6, result in equation 5 and 6 we must have. We just mention here. In this case, we cannot replace group replacement policy is used. Just we have to use the pure individual replacement policy. And for that we have to find out condition. For that condition, we have to given two equations, equation number 5 and equation number 6, and they are the required corresponding policy which is the better. So we take their opposite. That means if we have equation 6 on your screen, C2 is less than Q square into 1 minus Q divided by 1 plus Q into C1. Here group replacement policy at the end of the second month will be better. And here it is. So no group replacement policy, so we replace this less than by greater than, we get this expression. On the same way in equation 5 use, we get this expression. And now find out which is the most useful. For that we have to just change this term as C1 is less than 1 plus Q divided by Q square is equals to C2. That means just transfer this side, and also we transfer this side, so we get C1 is less than 1 plus Q divided by Q square into 1 minus Q into C2, equation number 7. And from these two conditions we have to find out the existing policy, existing term. This will be greater than this, so we get the condition as this. If this condition is satisfied, obviously this condition is also satisfied, because 1 plus Q divided by Q square, here it is also 1 plus Q divided by Q square, but it is also divided by 1 minus Q. So existing highest term will be like this. Therefore no group replacement policy is better than the pure individual replacement. The condition will be C1 is less than 1 plus Q divided by Q square into C2. This is the condition that completes the problem. These are the reference books corresponding to this lecture. I will take all these points from these examples from these books. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel. Subscribe my channel for getting some more interesting videos on this operation research as well as on mathematics. Thank you once again for watching this video. Thank you.